Hey, thanks for investing in this TouchBase client management WordPress plugin. That is a mouthful. But nevertheless, I'm so happy that you made it this far and that you decided to invest in this. This is going to be a wild ride for everybody involved. We have got some serious updates planned. We have a new update coming out very shortly. Watch out for that. And I've got my developer on it. He is going to try to get me something, or a new update should I say, about once a month. So with that said, this is going to be an ongoing process for us, and you benefit from it greatly. I don't know what price you got in this for, but it's definitely not the $97 mark that we are going to be launching for very shortly. So that's great. I'm glad you got in this. I know it's going to help you. I know it's going to help your clients, and you're going to be the man on the block, the go-to guy when it comes to this offline stuff. So the point of this video is I just want to give you a basic rundown, how the plugin works, what it does. It's all very self-explanatory, but better safe than sorry, right? I would rather explain it to you now as opposed to having to answer 100 different emails about it. So also, I want to give you a couple tips and tricks on how to I guess maximize the effectiveness, I guess you could say, because there are a few little things that we need to go over real quick that may or may not affect you. I'm not sure, but I mean, it's nothing serious, so don't worry. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started. So you have the plugin. You downloaded it from the site right here. Okay, you've downloaded it. Comes in a zip file format. So if you download it and it becomes unzipped onto your desktop or wherever your documents, then what you'll need to do is zip it back up and then upload it. And the whole uploading process is very, very easy. You just go to Plugins, Add New, Upload, select the file, Install Now, Activate. Okay? Now, once you've done that, you should have this, something that looks like this right here, this TouchBase tab. Okay, this is a drop down, and all this stuff, like I said before, is very self-explanatory. Now, what you need to do is just go ahead and test it out by creating a new user. And this is the same exact process that you would run through if you have a client and you want to give them access to their own personal page for them to keep up with the project progress. This is how you would add them as a user. Okay? Because it's not like I've designed this so that no random Joe off the street can find your website and register for your website. Okay? I designed this so that you have to manually enter in, create new users, create passwords, and then give that to your clients. So this is how you would go about that. You go over here to users and click that. Okay? Now, you go over here to add new. And then you would enter their username. Username can be a business, their business name, or their actual first and last name and their business name. However you want to do that, it's totally up to you. Their email is the email that you have for them on file. Okay, so you want to make sure that that's an email that they check every day. So you'd enter that there. And then, if you want to, you can enter in their website, their first and last name, this whole thing. But the most important thing is username, email, and then the password. The password, just make up whatever you want. You can have a unique password for each client, or you can make it a very generalized one. That's totally up to you again. Okay, so again, it's totally up to you. Then if you want to, this send password, you can send this password to the user by email. The only problem I have with this is it says it's from WordPress. So what you might want to do is just kind of create a customized email, personalize it a bit, and then send them their login details via email that way, as opposed to using this. Leave this at subscriber and then hit add new user. You're good to go. Now you might want to keep a text file or something to that effect so that you can keep track of the members and their passwords and different things like that and their accounts. And if you have a client that ever drops you or you have to drop them, which does happen, Then all you simply have to do is just erase their account, and you'll have it on file so that you'll know what's good and what's going on. Okay, so once you've done that, what you're going to need to do is, like I said, create a test account, run through the motions, get familiar with it. Again, it's not hard. I just recommend that with everything. So you could, do demo or whatever, but that's how you would create a new client's account. Then you would go over here to the TouchBase plugin. Oh wait, let me just back up for a second. What you'll do next is you'll go to Appearance and then Widgets. Okay, and over here in your widget area on your WordPress theme, you would install this login widget right here. You would just drag that right on over. Okay, but above that login widget, you might want to put a text widget so that you can put that right above that. And that text widget, all it's going to say is client login, and then in the box you could say something like log in here to check the status of your project, or current clients want to know how your project's going, log in right here using the credentials that I sent you, or something along those lines. We didn't make it to where we would have any text within this login widget itself, just because we didn't know how big or bulky it would end up looking. And the text widget above it is just a very simple solution. It looks nice and clean, and you can also customize that any way you want to in this box with any type of HTML codes, or you could just put a straight up image in there, if you have any kind of Photoshop skills or whatever. And once you've done that, it just looks like this right here. So client login, want to know how your project's going, I'm already logged in, so the login box isn't there. Okay, so that's what you need to do next. Alright, after that you can go down to the TouchBase tab and click that. And the first thing it's going to show you is Add Project Progress. In this box it says client name. This is going to have a list of all your clients in here. So whenever it comes time to update something, or edit a project, add work completed or whatever, then all you'll need to do is just select from your list of clients here which one you want to edit. So I only have one here, and that's demo. Okay, so the scope of work, again, as I mentioned, whatever you have in your contract, whatever work you're going to be performing for them, that is your scope of work. If they want a website design, if they want, a redesign, custom Facebook pages, a backlinking campaign, a mobile campaign, pay-per-click, whatever, that is going to be your scope of work. So you just put this in there. Okay, and I'm just going to type some random stuff here, but this is a full HTML text editor. That means you can bold, you can change the size, you can change the colors, whatever you want to do. You can edit that stuff, insert bullet points, just all that stuff. Okay? Work completed. Obviously, this is there for both you and your client. So whenever you complete something for your client, whatever that specific task is, or if you hit a milestone with their project, you would just list that right here. And then from there, obviously, you would just take that out of the work remaining and then post it there. Again, full text editing right there. This is good because your client will see, okay, so they're actually sitting there doing work. And if you want to leave like links or whatever in here for them to actually take a look and see what you're doing, you can do that in this box as well. And then that's good for, like I said, you and your clients. Your clients will see that work's getting done, and you can actually keep up and manage their projects. So instead of having all these, big clusters of paper, notebooks or whatever, you can just come here and say, okay, what do I got to do for this client? What's left? What have I already done? And it'll just keep you on track, right? Pretty nifty stuff, I think. So for work remaining, again, you have the scope of work here. Whatever you have done in this work completed box obviously wouldn't be here. This is to let you know what you have to do next, what's left, and to let your client know. Project progress. Again, it's pretty simple. It can be hard to know exactly how far along you really are, but this is just to give your client a clear view of how far along their project is. Obviously, people understand percentages. If it's 30% along, they say, okay, it's 30% along. 50%, all right, well, that's half. 100%, that's pretty obvious. The project's completed. Okay, so just take a guess, you know. Obviously, if you're just starting off, it's going to be 0. You know, still going to be all red. Edit project progress. That's hard to say. Okay. Again, this is just, if you hit edit here, it's just going to take you right back to the text editors for you to do whatever you got to do. Okay. Client payments. Now, in the next couple of updates, we are going to be introducing a full invoicing system within the client payments module of this plugin. Also, we're going to be able to allow you the ability to accept payments through their page or through your website, either via PayPal or some other third-party program like, you know, One Shopping Cart, maybe Authorize.net. We're still kind of working out the details on that and trying to figure out a couple different things to get that going, but that's definitely going to be an option. So you can have your clients opt for like paperless billing, so they'll get their invoices through their email, and then they can just come to their progress page and then pretty much just pay up right then and there. And also, you know, depending on the program you're using, it'll keep the paper trail going for you real nicely, so you can kind of keep up with everything. So this is a main reason we had this here. This is actually the second version of the plugin. The first version that I had made up was, you know, very confusing for at least the client side, because I had so much stuff going on, and these people commissioned us to do this work for them. They said, hey, I need this done, this done, this done. I have no internet or tech experience whatsoever, so I need you to do it. And the first version was completely confusing for them, you know, not knowing, you know, like tech stuff or whatever. So we simplified it down a little bit, stripped it down, and we decided we'll add those options later on. And this was one of them. But still, you find the client name, whatever the payment agreement was, whether it was a one-time fee or a monthly recurring basis, whatever, you just enter that stuff right in here. You can also pick the date that it's due. This again is going to be an updated feature in the next release. Well, not the next release. It's probably going to take us a couple of releases to get this whole invoicing payment structure thing figured out, but we're going to get it done for you. But this is still good, just so that your client knows what they paid, what, you know, and you know what you got paid, and everyone's on the same page. All right, settings. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. As I've mentioned before, you pick the client name, and then from here, you know, you just make it personal. You can put in your contact information. You can give updates on whatever they want, whatever you want to do. So it's pretty easy. It's very straightforward. Now, a couple of things I want to mention. If you go over here to Pages, and in your site, in some templates, okay, in some WordPress templates or even custom templates, a progress page option or tab will show up here in your navigation bar. You really don't want that. You really want to hide that. The easy option for that is Exclude Pages. Okay, and that's a plugin. Just go to Plugins and then Add New. And then in the search box, just type in Exclude Pages, search plugins, and it's that first one. Once you've done that, you can come back to Pages, click on the progress page, and then uncheck this box, and that'll hide it from being shown. You really don't want everyone to see that anyways. That only occurs in some templates. On my website, it doesn't occur, but on like the 2010 or whatever that is, the 2011 WordPress theme, it does show. So if it does, that's the simple solution to fix that. The next plugin I want to introduce you to is something you're probably very familiar with. Is Contact Form 7. Again, it's the same way of getting that plugin as it was for Excluding Pages, except you type in Contact Form 7. You want to go back to Pages, or actually whenever you install that, go to Contact, and it's going to give you a code. Just copy this code, go to Pages, and then click on your progress page. Alright, and at the very, very bottom, under User Updates, you want to put in have a question or concern, send us an email and we'll talk about it, and then paste your contact form right in there. And that's what this is giving you. Let's see if I can get there. I'm an admin, so none of this is showing up. This is what this is going to give you. The whole point of this plugin is to kind of avoid phone calls and conversations with your clients. Not that we don't like them, it's just, it can be sort of a hassle to deal with people all day long when you're trying to do other things, and that's the whole point of this plugin. So you want to encourage them to send you an email first. Like, you can put your phone number and stuff up here and tell them if you have an emergency or an immediate question, then please feel free to give me a call. But other than that, you want to encourage emails, so that way you can get to it at your own time, and everyone's happy. And this is contact form 7. You can have them put their business name or their name, their email subject message, and you can respond to that at your leisure. This is not built into the plugin yet. In a future update, we're going to have a full messaging system that will come through, and it'll track all the messages sent on their page. And that way, if there's ever any kind of confrontation, there's proof of what was said and all this other stuff. It's just protecting you and your assets as well as your client's stuff as well. But that's the quick fix for now, is contact form 7. Let's see here. What else? We discussed the text widget, the contact form, the exclude pages, basic functions. And well, that's really it then. I think we've covered it all. Like I said, it's very, very easy plugin, but don't let the simplicity of this plugin fool you, because this is very, very powerful stuff. People love to know what's going on with stuff that they pay for. It's like when you're sitting at home waiting for the cable guy to come, and they say they're going to be there between 8 and 11, and they're there at 4 o'clock. It'd be nice to know an exact time and what's going on. And that's exactly what this plugin does. And I hope you find a ton of use for it. If you have any questions, please use the support tab here on the website. And I look forward to hearing your responses. And if you have any suggestions to make this thing even better, then please submit those to the suggestion box, because I'd love to hear it. And if it's something that's possible and something we can do, then we'll definitely take it into consideration and add that in there. We don't want to really overload the thing, but we want to make sure that this is one of the best client management solutions available on the internet that is actually affordable, and we're not going to be charging any monthly fees in the future or anything like that. So that's it. Thanks for picking this up, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.